Hi, thank you for watching this video. Okay, let me start by saying this is a great movie. Okay, I love the movie, the direction, the execution, the scenes. The movie was great. But I have to say, if you are a Stanley Kubrick fan, a big Stanley Kubrick fan like I am, right? And if you are a Stanley Kubrick fan, I don't need to explain to you how Stanley Kubrick is related to this movie. If you are a Stanley Kubrick fan, you may be disappointed by this movie. Why? Because this movie is a great sequel to The Shining, the novel that Stephen King wrote. It is not a great sequel to the amazing movie that Stanley Kubrick directed in 1980, that was released in 1980. But if you want to know why I'm saying this and a little more about this situation, stay watching this video. Let me tell you a little story that is going to be relevant to everything I'm going to say. Around the late 70s, Stanley Kubrick acquired the rights of a novel written by Stephen King. The novel was The Shining. Stanley Kubrick was already a famous director. Stanley Kubrick, if you don't know, is regarded as one of the best film directors that ever existed. Personally, Stanley Kubrick is my favorite director ever. If you know the filmography of Stanley Kubrick, I don't need to explain this to you. But if you don't, let me give it a little example. Let me give it a little explanation. Stanley Kubrick took the craftsmanship of making a movie and made it into art, into real art. How? Well, when Stanley Kubrick made a film, he made it so that you can look at it and you can expand your vision of yourself. That's what art is. You can look at it, you can think, you can expand, you can look at yourself and your own emotions and discover things about yourself through the characters of the film, through the emotions that the films portray. That is art at its finest. Stanley Kubrick presented a vision of humanity. He criticized things about humanity. Look at his films. Clockwork Orange, 1971. He saw the anger of the punk generation brewing in the world. He saw the dangers of mind manipulation in 1971. Think about that. Look at 2001: A Space Odyssey. Look the perspective that Stanley Kubrick saw in humanity since the beginnings of humanity. The creation of the first tool, a bone that a monkey, or almost monkey, that was going to become a human, threw in the air. It became a spaceship, right? The most famous cut in the history of cinema. The bone transformed into a spaceship. Why? Because it was a tool that humans, we created. The bone became a tool. He used the bone for something, for a purpose, just like the spaceship was created for a purpose. The most famous cut in the history of cinema. Well, Stanley Kubrick communicated. He was a communicator through his films. That's why Stanley Kubrick is one of my favorite directors ever. Well, Stanley Kubrick acquired the rights of the novel The Shining, right? But Stanley Kubrick was not going to be limited to the novel. He just took the novel, maybe because he liked the characters, I don't know. But he took the novel and he made The Shining, the movie that was released in 1980-81, I don't remember. Stephen King hated the movie. He has criticized the movie throughout the years. Why? Because Stanley Kubrick took the novel and he made his own story, right? This is very relevant to what I'm going to say about this movie. Please be patient. Stanley Kubrick made his own movie. He made his own story. And throughout the years, everybody has said that Stanley Kubrick communicated like he always did through his movies. He communicated his own message through The Shining, the movie. He just took the novel and he made a movie from it where he communicated what he wanted to communicate. You can go online, you can go on YouTube, and there are videos that are about what Stanley Kubrick wanted to communicate through The Shining, the movie. There are videos that he wanted to communicate. It was his confession that he recorded the moon landing. All right? I'm not going to get into that because that's another video, that's another topic on itself. There are theories that Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing in 1969. I'm not going to get into that again. But Stanley Kubrick always communicated something through his films, right? Okay, I wanted to start with that because that's related to everything that I'm going to say after this, right? This movie is a great sequel to the novel that Stephen King wrote. This is not a sequel to the movie that Stanley Kubrick wrote. Stanley Kubrick is revolting down there, all right? I'm his messenger. This is not a sequel to the movie, all right? It's a sequel to the novel, and it's a great sequel to the novel. I don't want to put down the movie because the movie is great. It's very interesting. I love the direction, the characters, the story. But I'm a little upset because as a big Stanley Kubrick fan that I am, the movie The Shining has been used to advertise this movie as a marketing tool to the movie. And they even dared to put scenes of The Shining into the movie. And they didn't put the scenes. They wanted to redirect. They remade the scenes. I don't know who the director of this movie is. I'm sorry, I didn't find out because I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the director. With all due respect. Sorry, man. You are not Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick was known for being almost crazy to the details of his shots. The shots that Stanley Kubrick made in his films are almost perfect. It's filmmaking, it's photography to its perfection. Okay? The shots that Stanley Kubrick made were beautiful. You are, I'm sorry, again, with all due respect to the director, you are not Stanley Kubrick. Don't try. And don't come say, no, I wasn't trying. Yeah, you were trying. You used the same angles. If you wanted to do your own version, use your own angles. But you tried to emulate Stanley Kubrick's shots. No, sorry. No, they don't look the same. They look horrible in comparison, all right? So don't try. So that made me mad about the movie, all right? As a huge Stanley Kubrick fan, the fact that they were trying to emulate Stanley Kubrick's shots, all right? The perfection of the shots of the kid driving around the hotel, right? No, sorry, don't try. They don't look the same, all right? The angle, the perspective, the perfection of the lines, no, they don't look the same. So don't try. Don't do that, all right? Don't do that. It's insulting, right? Sorry, don't try. So, sorry, I got a little emotional, but as a Stanley Kubrick fan, I needed to say that. All right, the movie's great. I'm not gonna say the movie's bad. It's great. The characters, the direction. I like the fact that they took the character of Danny, the kid of The Shining, and the character arc of the character is great. The fact that he had abilities, and he had to develop these abilities. And that's why it's called The Shining, because his abilities to communicate, to have a special power, to communicate to a different dimension, that's his shining, and that's why he needed to develop, that's why he had as a child. And now as an adult, he has to control it, own it, and now he has to help other people who have the same ability that he has. And the bad guys in the movie, these people who need the shining of others to survive, who they eat the shining, right? And it's in a very terrific scene. That's great. I love the bad characters, right? The evil characters, the woman with the hat and everything, right? That was great. I love that part. I don't know, when people ask me, is it scary? Yeah, I haven't been, I'm not trying to be tough and everything or anything, all right? I haven't been scared about a movie since I was 10 years old, all right? So I don't know, when people ask me, is it scary? Yeah, I guess so. I wasn't scared, but the movie's scary. Again, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be tough or anything. I'm just being honest. The movie's great. It's called Dr. Sleep because since Danny is able to control the abilities to communicate to a different dimension, he can tell people who are about to die that they don't need to be scared. They need to be in peace because they're just moving on. Existence is not gonna finish. They're just moving on. That's why it's called Dr. Sleep, because people who are about to sleep, he can comfort them. Love the story. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying when I left the movie theater, the first thing I thought was, this is a great film, but this is not a great sequel to the movie. Do not use the movie as a marketing strategy. And if you are a Stanley Kubrick fan, you may be disappointed because, again, it's Stanley Kubrick is revolting down there, right? No, don't use his film. As a movie itself, it's great. Go see it. I give it 3.5 stars. I don't give it more because, again, I was mad about the fact that they used the movie of Stanley Kubrick. But it's a great movie. Go see the movie, even if you are a Stanley Kubrick fan. You may be a Stanley Kubrick fan and you may not agree with my point of view. So that's fine as well. You know, this is just what I thought about the movie. But go see it, Dr. Sleep, great movie. So thank you for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Follow me on my YouTube channel and on my Instagram account. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, thank you.